Hey folks, Twisted Christian here. Today I just want to give you guys a quick update on the Prophetic stocks and some cryptos and a few other things. But first I have to tell you that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just bringing you information, giving you my thoughts and opinions. And if you guys like these videos I make, the Patreon link is down below if you want to support, and there's other avenues, but those links will be down below in the description. I have a series on there, the wealth transfer series, that at some point I'll be releasing them one by one, but I need to get a few more videos out to the public first. For those of you who are a part of the Patreon, you guys have seen the wealth transfer videos and you guys have listened to the instructions as far as the wealth transfer and transferring specific cryptocurrency from some entities into our hands. All right, now the first one I want to talk about is ZNOG Oil and Gas. And right now, ZNOG Oil has been down a little bit today. Like I said, folks, I'm still waiting on some news, something in December saying something about we're in the middle of our testing phases or we began testing, whatever the case. And we also have coming, from what I understand, is that they're going to have to be raising funds. So I don't know when they're going to start it or if they already have. But I do expect the amount of money that they're trying to raise, I do expect the price to go down dramatically depending on how they do it. They probably sell off some a little bit here at a time instead of trying to sell all the stocks at once. But one of the things that I did find interesting on ZNOG Oil and Gas is I was looking at some of the pricing action and just seeing, when I'm trying to swing trade, I'm always looking at the price action, because when you're swing trading, you got to be watching it all the time. And I noticed that every morning, like in a lot of mornings, there's always these transactions, and it just seems like they're always a little bit lower than what the day before was, and it can almost set the tone in some instances. Now, this does happen with other stocks, and what I found out was that apparently there is some type of OTC pre-market trading. I don't know. When I put the question out there, somebody responded, but it does happen quite frequently. You can see, go back here. This is 1856. Of course, it opened up at 2205. And then we have another 8 o'clock at 23 cents. And of course, it opened up at 27. So sometimes when you look at the day before on some of these, the price was higher. And we just have some other orders here going in before actual opening. And then we have another one here, which was just on the 13th, where there was another one here that was 3 cents lower than the opening bell. So that's kind of strange. I found that interesting, but I have seen that on other stocks. So if you guys have any information on pre-market trading for the OTC markets, I haven't had a chance to really look it up, but if you do, please leave a comment down below in the description. All right, then we have BBBXF. That is one of the Prophetic stocks, Brixton Metals. Some people still question whether or not if it's still the BBB. There's only actually one BBB. And because in the Canadian markets, that's what it's listed as BBB, right? And it's on the Toronto Stock Exchange. And then we have Shiba Inu. And I'm getting a lot of questions about that because of what Prophet Robin and Prophet Solomon are saying, and it's one of those, in my opinion, right, that it's going to do well, but it's not going to stay around. So we have these pricing points, like with the Doge, right? If you guys have been watching the Wealth Transfer series, you guys know at the pricing point before crypto winter. All right, and we'll get those out. If you guys have been watching these videos, even if you go back in my past videos, you'll see the different pricing points, right? And we do expect Doge to go up to about 90 cents before the crypto winter, but there's other pricing points in that. And then we have XRP, and actually both XRP and Doge, Robin has said that it's somewhere down the line in the future, at least $1,000 per coin. Right, so even if you just buy and hold with those for the long run, you will be fine. And for those of you who are AMC holders, you notice that the stock did go down dramatically. And if you had your stop losses in, you could have went in and bought back more than what you had, because this sucker was in the it was hovering around close to $40 for a long time. And that's what I did. I sold them off, and then I bought back in. And then we have HopOn Ink. That's one that I did talk about. It's been a while since I did touch on it, but you guys really need to go check out HopOn Ink, HPNN. Check out their Twitter and check out what they're doing as far as the future, the internet, licensing with music and all that. And the CEO is very vocal, especially on Twitter, right? You don't find a lot of CEOs that are vocal about their company and about their stock. And that one is less than a penny right now. Okay, then we have, I'm gonna hit the Ford Motor Company because Kim Clement prophesied about the stock, it reaching at some point to $26. And I did talk about this stock, and I actually sold off and then forgot to buy back in before it went up. So I missed out on this one. But what I say about this prophetic stock is that we are expecting stock market dips, right? And we're expecting some type of major crash. And so I'm going to wait to get back in, because if all the stocks are going down, if the Dow goes down, NASDAQ goes down, that means everything is going to go down. So if you are invested in that and you are holding that, you most definitely want to put in your stop losses. It's at $19. You can put it in at $15, depending on when you got in, if you don't feel comfortable putting it in closer to its current price. Okay, and I do want to bring up the Trump stocks. I haven't had a chance to actually fully make a video, and I probably won't be able to actually make a full video the way that I would like to because of time constraints. So on December 3rd, I posted this in the group. And as always, folks, anytime that I post anything, just keep in mind that there's usually when I post the price, it can go up from there and then come back down a couple days later. To always make sure that you look at the stock history. Yahoo has a really good stock market history tab on the stock, so you can look at for months and months the pricing action, the highs, the lows, and the closings. So there's 4 main ones, right? This Google Sheets will be listed down below in the description about the Trump stocks, right? And this is the one that I said where DWAC, it was about $10 a stock. And I remember getting the alert, and I was going into work, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to, do anything with that. I'll just wait. And then it ended up skyrocketing to $175, right? And within the same day, it did come back down. It did come back down pretty hard. So these are the 4: BENE, Phunaware, Mark, and DWAC. And I have all the different articles that will be in that link. These 4 main ones are connected to Trump. And Phunaware has the PHUN coin and the PHUN token. So I find that pretty interesting because, is it the Trump crypto? So, but there is a lot of shorts trying to bring these down, right? And you already know that anything that is either prophetic, especially dealing with DJT or dealing with any of the stocks that we deal with, we know that the enemy comes in. DWAC, they're going to be merging with the Trump Media Corporation, right? So, hey, I got a few just to see what happens, but it's all what you can afford, right? Some of you may not get into some of those because, I put a little bit more money into some of the cheaper ones. So whenever the stock does take off again, I'll be in position because all these other stocks are going to take off. Going over the Trump stocks, right? We have Mark, that's $1.06 currently right now. And when it did go on a run, it went up to $6.70. All right, then we have Phunaware, and that's the one that I've been saying it's the Trump crypto because this company is tied to DJT, and they have PHUN coin, and PHUN coin hasn't launched yet, but they also have PHUN token. You can go to the Phunaware PHUN token video, and you can check it out, and you can look up how to sign up for all that stuff. That stock did reach a high of $24 when it went on its run. Then we have DWAC, and this one here is they're going to be merging with Trump Media. Yeah, DWA shareholders will become shareholders in TMTG. So that's going to be, whenever that launches, that could be massive. So Trump stock DWAC gains on report of the efforts to raise $1 billion PIPE related SPACs BENE fund also rise. All right, so what's going to happen is that DWAC is going to be merging with Trump Media and Technology Group. All right, so there's a merger going on. So if you own DWAC, then I guess you'll own media stock. So and then we have this 52-week high. It went from the lowest when I saw it, it was around $10, and it skyrocketed to over $175. Right. Then we have BENE, BENE, Benesrier Capital. I don't know how to say the name right now. That one has been hovering around between $10 and like $10.50, for a while. It did go up on its run to $18.90 during that time period when all the other stocks were going up. And then another one I do want to bring up, and that's HPNN, right? That's HopOn Ink. I brought this up a long time ago. It has been a long road for HPNN. But the thing about it is that they are getting closer and closer. They've been working on a lot of things since this. HPNN was one of the stocks that I did get in during the major squeezes because this stock was supposed to squeeze too. Now, I like HPNN. They're doing a lot of things. You need to check out the digitalage.com, but also go to the HopOn Ink website. And like I said, the CEO, he's very vocal. He's very vocal about the shorts and how they're trying to bring him down because he's making all these different strides with this whole new service. And it deals with freedom of speech. It deals with music and being able to control your information, just like we've seen some of the other platforms, right? This is an additional platform. And he's got some meetings set for this week dealing with the whole music part of the business, right? So you can go check that out. I follow to keep up with what is going on. All right. So HPN on launch dates, timing is off for the shareholders. We are using those dates to push the labels and others to get their jobs done. Right. So he's got a lot of different things. They said I would not get a music deal within 6 months. I did it within 3 weeks. Within 5 weeks, we'll have access to all the APIs. So here pretty soon, along with the OTC markets. Now, traditionally, OTC markets start to pick up in the end of December, right? Going into all the way through about the beginning of March. Because you remember, if you guys remember me telling you that when we were investing in some of these OTC stocks and the whole fiasco with AMC went down and they were losing money, Citadel and others went and shorted the entire OTC markets at once and just crashed all the OTCs. And so that's what happened. And that's why, some of these stocks, they were at all-time highs and then they just came down dramatically. And the price is less than a penny. It's like 0.0036. Now, one of the other things I do want to bring up, folks, we're expecting a market crash. So, you have to pray about where you want to put your money. It depends on your financial situation. We've talked about, fishing for the Bitcoins. We've talked about the Doge and the XRP and the different pricing points within the cryptocurrency markets. We've heard prophecies about the market crashes, NASDAQ being down, right? Dropping dramatically. And so to make sure that you guys have your stop losses in, and especially if you're holding a lot, right? I just want you guys to be protected. If for some reason you see where ZNOG is right now, and why wouldn't you have your, stop losses? If there was a sudden dramatic drop, why wouldn't you have it in at maybe, if you're fearful, you could put it in at 18 cents, right? But if it was me, I would probably put it in at 20 cents. And then, but you have to watch because you never know what is going to happen. So I only, I put in stop losses because I want to protect my investment. If the stock goes down, if I like the stock, I'm going to reinvest it back in. If I don't like the stock, then I'm not going to put the money back in. Right? And with ZNOG, it's kind of tricky because we're expecting news. But what's going to happen during that time period between the next announcement and whenever they find something, and the stock could go down. They're trying to raise money. So that's why you would do it. If you just invested and bought, say, $5,000 worth at 25 cents, wouldn't you want to protect your investment if it goes down, right? And that's with any of these stocks. Some of you might be into Ford, right? It's at $20. So if the stock market tanks, right, and Ford is affected, then guess what? You're going to be able to go back and reinvest a lot closer to the bottom. I mean, a lot of us, and there's a lot of predictions, there's a lot of prophecies, not just within the prophetic, but also within the news media, how low NASDAQ and the Dow could go. So right now it is the 14th. So we're almost halfway through December. It's going to be a wild ride, folks. And for those of you who are paying attention and you're listening and you're keeping up, let me tell you something. Sometimes, folks, I am like literally videos behind and looking at prophetic information. And so that's why I encourage you guys to always subscribe to these channels, because as an example, we have these different pricing points that Robin gave us. And if he happens to come out and say in a new video, hey, I did foresee it going down from 19 cents down to 14 cents, right, within the next few days, right? Then at least you're prepared. You can say, okay, well, then for me, then I would sell off and then buy more when it goes down, because that's exactly what happened. He didn't say it like that, but he did say he did see Doge go down from the 19 cents, and it did. When it went down to all the way to 13 cents. So we have to watch out for those things. So you need to make sure that you're following up and that you're paying attention, because it is, you know, he might prophesy, he might talk about 15 different things, but one of those 15 things could be about something that you're invested in. Now, when it comes to Bitcoin, it's going to be fluctuating up and down. There's going to be different pricing points, right? People have seen different pricing points. And the one major one we look for is when it actually starts going over 100,000 before it crashes, right? That's one of the major ones we're looking for. And there's also some prophecies dealing when Bitcoin is at 70,000 too as well. But the main thing is we are prepared before the crypto winter. Now, what I'm about to say does not include flash crashes, okay, folks? It does not include flash crashes. But at some point, we're going to see Bitcoin get up to 70,000. There are some prophetic markers with that there too. And then over 100,000. And that's when things are going to be absolutely insane before it comes crashing down. So, and this is one part of the wealth transfer. All right, folks. So if you guys haven't seen it, if you haven't seen none of those videos, please subscribe to the Patreon. You guys are going to get a lot out of that. That's all I have for today, folks. We're going to keep we're in our waiting period. This is the prophetic crunch time, and there's going to be a lot of things that happen very quickly, not just with the finance, but also with the government, and a lot of other things that we are expecting to happen between now and January. So anyways, folks, I thank you for listening. God bless. TC out.